The following is a fan-based review. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, and Saban Entertainment. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tokucast Top 10 show.
Top 10.
Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
10.
There we go.
There we go.
So what are we doing this week?
This week, many of you have suggested special thanks to Kiwami Arms for your patience. I'm sorry it took us so long to get to this. I do want to make a general announcement. Yes, if you've made a suggestion, we have read it. We just have a lot of them. It's going to take us a while to get to them.
Yeah.
But here it is, Kiwami Arms. Thank you for your patience. Top 10 Kamen Rider Finishers.
Ninja Vanish.
Oh, god damn it, Marcus.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, looks like Marcus doesn't want to do this one. He's more into character top 10s and stuff like that. Unless it's a fight scene. He does like those fight scenes.
He likes fight scenes, but for some reason he doesn't want to talk about finishers. Weird, huh?
If you have a comment on Marcus's weirdness about this, please let us know in the comments. I would love to read it. But let's get started. I don't think we have any honorable mentions.
Do you? Anything you want to just throw out there?
Trying to think, I had one. Damn it. Come back to me.
Okay, I got one though. It's Kamen Rider Ryuki's final event.
Yeah.
There's something really awesome about doing a rider kick with a giant dragon.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. God's gonna bother me.
Got nothing.
No, I got one. Like almost every single one of W's finishers.
Yeah,
they're all memorable
all really good.
and they're all good and they're all memorable in their own way. But unfortunately, just with the 10 that we had, I feel like they
doesn't really stand out enough.
Yeah, because there's so many of them, and I think it deserves an honorable mention because he has so many different capabilities. Because I think one of my favorite ones is Metal Cyclone finisher.
Yeah,
that one's really cool. But
that's a good one.
Let's move on to number 10, shall we?
Let's move on to number 10. We'll kick things off with Kamen Rider J's Rider Kick, which is a giant 50-foot rider kicking you in the face from space.
Hopefully you're 50-foot as well, or if you're not, it's going to super hurt.
No, it probably wouldn't hurt because you wouldn't exist
anymore
on pretty much any plane of reality after this hit you.
But there's nothing really...
there's nothing super flashy about
that's
it.
The word
it's just
the concept.
Just badass.
Just the concept
it's
of a 50-foot rider kick is just kind of hilarious.
A 50-foot tall rider kicking you.
Yeah.
Shall we say?
Yeah. What's number 9?
Number 9 is what we have dubbed the 3-block rider kick from Kamen Rider Kuga.
He only uses this once for a good reason, but we can't deny the functionality of this rider kick because if he does it. If you somehow survive it, you deserve to.
Yes. But yeah, we call it the 3-block rider kick because it has the power to decimate 3 city blocks.
And that's only in his base form.
He never uses it in his final form or the world would break.
Which is why it's not on the list because we never
saw it.
Next.
Number 8. Kamen Rider Gaim's Ichigo Skosh.
We had a lot of trouble picking a finisher for Gaim
because there's so many.
Well, there's so many of them.
There's
so many of them, but just like with the other ones, they don't like with W. They don't stand out, but so much.
True enough.
Because finishers were not the point of this show. Nothing about the fighting, the special effects, or the flashiness was the point of the show.
Gaim, you mean?
Yeah, which is why it was my favorite Kamen Rider. But out of all of them, it's probably a few we're probably forgetting, and if we are, please let us know in the comments because those are my favorite comments that make me go, oh wow, why were we down? But the Ichigo Arms finisher is just so much fun because his throwing knives will block out the sun.
Yes.
It's just fun.
Knives will block out the sun. It is a very unique finisher.
It is.
Even in the realm of Gaim, where there are so many, it is a very unique one.
Not a lot of Kamen Riders with throwing knife weapons, which really needs to be done more often.
I mean, we've mentioned on Tokutalk before, a ninja rider is something that we really want to see. This is a step in the right direction to that.
Yes, this is a step in the right direction for that.
Yes. So coming in at number 7, we have Kamen Rider Axel's Trial Kick.
It's just
so many kicks.
So many kicks, all in the shape of a T, and pretty sure they're all with like a tire pattern to them. Like each I'd have to look at the picture again, but I feel like there was something to it other than just a blue T. But it's just it's just so cool. The moment where he used that when he first got it, we're just like, oh shit.
Well, all right then.
But what's next?
Not much to say about that one aside from that. But number 6, Kamen Rider Knight's final event. This one is amazing.
He flies into the air.
The bat monster that he is bonded to turns into a cape.
Cool.
And then they fly up into the air.
Cool.
And then the cape swirls around him into a drill, and then that drill bores into the enemy and kills them.
Holy shit, that's really cool.
It's really... It's elaborate.
Once again...
It's flashy, but it's... Oh, God, is it awesome.
Once again, referencing back to our recently posted Top 10 Secondary Writers episode, the actual main character of the show gets the best kick. I cannot wait till we get to that review.
It's going to be fun, reenacting that death scene and everything.
That's going to take the entire video, though.
Precisely.
Exactly. Looking forward to that.
Number 5, Kamen Rider Wizard's All Dragon Rider Kick.
He only uses it once.
And there is a reason for that, because CGI is expensive.
Because CGI is expensive, but...
He used it on the one enemy in the show who you could argue deserved it the most.
Yes. Because what it does... Yep.
Tokucast, word clubs.
Someone, please, if you know editing, if you do video editing, please make a compilation of our word flubs. I would die to see it.
It'd be funny.
Anyway, what it does is that it summons 4 kind of spiritual dragons of that exists
his dragon forms that he
that
has
kind
unlocked.
of tackle him in the air, and then he himself, as the 5th one, kicks Phoenix into the sun, where he will be destroyed and reborn for all eternity.
Which is friggin' scary.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's...
Also, it kicked him from the Earth to the sun.
By
the amount of distance that covers is just...
98 million miles.
Oh, gosh.
So, Wizard gets...
And it's just like, boom, and he's like there in a second. So either you kicked him into a wormhole that sent him into the sun, or you literally kicked him that far, that fast. Either of which are extremely impressive.
Which is why I deserve to be on
Only the show was better.
God, that review is going to be painful.
There'll be a lot of Jacob rants. They might not be as fun as the Marcus ones, but we'll see.
Rantocast the sequel.
Rantocast the Reckoning. Revelations, the Return.
The Jacobing.
In 3D.
The Jacobing.
Yes, that too. Where are we? Number 4, Kamen Rider Kiva's Rider Kick.
This Rider Kick was so cool. Because if you're unaware, Kamen Rider Kiva's, is it right leg or left leg? I can't remember. One of his legs has a metal cage on it, essentially. It's a big metal boot with chains wrapped around it. I think it's his right leg, because it's the kick. And when he activates it, his belt buckle, named Kivat, who is sentient, which is also really cool, says, "Wake up!" And the thing opens up to red demonic bat wings, everything with an eye in the middle. He lifts the leg above his head, one impressive, and then jumps
Especially since for the suit actor, it was actually made of metal.
Yes.
It was solid metal.
I was about to get into that.
Sorry.
And then he jumps up and does the Rider Kick. But the sequence of events and the visual effects that follow this kick were amazing. Now, because the boot was actually made of metal, that is why, 1, he rarely used it, and 2, after he got his ultimate form, he just went straight to his ultimate form for the rest of the show, because the suit actor was
passing out.
He was passing out from the weight and getting heat stroke, because it's hot in those things. So, Toku fact. So,
but it looks so cool.
Despite the shortcomings of the show, every time I heard "Wake Up," I got excited.
Me too. The one that I think is visually a lot cooler than this, it may have been expensive, he didn't use it that much, but that's number 3, Kamen Rider Oz's Meta Jaliber Slash.
We like this one, mainly because Kamen Rider Oz's Rider Kicks aren't that impressive, except for maybe
some of them are.
Some of them, maybe like Tajidor with
bangs, but he also has the shooter. He has the gun that he uses as well.
But with this,
or Shoutao with his tentacles.
But this one we like this one because it's a normal sword finisher, which I think it's the only one on our list that's just a normal sword finisher.
It's the second one on our list that uses a blade. Ichigo Slash.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's hard to think. Fair enough. Throwing knives. But what this does is he loads the metals into the sword, he pulls the lever, and he cuts. it cuts the monster and everything behind him in half, including every
or
building.
like into whatever direction he swung in.
Everything is cut right through it. Buildings, houses, those are buildings. People.
And you see them all visually. You see everything shift.
And then everything that's not the monster shifts
back together.
And he blows
except
up.
for the monster, and then the monster explodes.
Which is so cool.
It's so awesome.
And just the visual idea of that is brilliant. Because no one's done anything like that since. Mm-hmm. Which is another reason why O's is one of my top Kamen Riders as well. Mm-hmm. So, what's next?
Another... If you may notice the theme here, it's things that you rarely see in the show.
Because they're expensive.
But number 2, Kamen Rider Drive's Rider Kick.
He uses that twice, and I counted, because I was waiting for it. First episode, and like the Kamen Rider 3 movie, and you barely even see it. It's
a movie, you get a bigger budget, you have the freedom to do something like that.
No, it's not even that. The problem is in the movie, it was a sky shot of the Rider Kick. So you don't even get that up close and personal. I'm just like, there it is, sort of. Anyway, what it does is that he summons Trideron, who... spins any circle on invisible roads because he's like this to kind of make a wall and like a
that or he's just driving on 2 wheels.
The thing is, I don't think that car physically can with the way it's built. But moving on,
yeah,
and it's spinning in a circle. Drive is waiting in the circle, back turned to his opponent, doing his kind of kneeling stance that he does throughout the show. In some cases, the monster's already in there, but the main case we're referring to, he's not. Where 4 stacks of tires appear next to the monster on all sides of the monster and enclose on him and shoot him into the car circle.
Yes.
Where Drive jumps onto his car and ricochets off to kick him multiple times, just back and forth, until one last Rider Kick. I can understand that would be expensive. The CGI alone in that one episode is probably half the show's budget. But Jesus Christ, that was cool.
It's so cool, though.
And
that's why it's so high up.
And the second Kamen Rider to have a Rider Kick where he doesn't look at his opponent when he starts, and it's just the fact that he doesn't look at his opponent is so cool.
Cool guys don't look at things.
Cool guys don't look at things that are important, even if they're explosions. That's so awesome, and Drive, also one of my top Kamen Riders, to highly recommend it. But it's hard to beat the number 1.
The number 1. Speaking of not looking at things when you kick them. Number 1, a lot of you probably see this coming, Kamen Rider Kabuto's Rider Kick.
The one and only Kamen Rider whose Rider Kick is a counter kick. I think what helps is that he builds up to it, where he flips the belt and he hits the 1, and he continues fighting. Yep. And then he hits the 2. And then he continues fighting some more. He sometimes beats some minions while he's doing it. And then he hits the 3 and he switches it back. And you hear Rider Kick, and the main monster is running at him. He's not even looking at him. He goes, Rider Kick.
This happens multiple times.
And he goes, Rider Kick. Pulls it back and just does a roundhouse kick. Turns around, roundhouse kick across the face. Done. You can't write coolness like that. Apparently you can, but...
You can.
But it's mind-boggling.
If you've ever played any of the Bat Ride War games... Doing this in this game, where you are it's a Muso game, so you're playing as Kabuto, you are surrounded by minions, and you activate that Rider Kick, and everyone just falls over dead and explodes.
Because I don't own a PlayStation.
It's so amazing.
I've only played the first Bat Ride War because I don't own a PlayStation, and I lived with Marcus at the time, who did and bought it. Every time I got a chance to play it, because this is the first one, the currently airing Kamen Rider, I think was...
It was Wizard.
It was Wizard, yeah. I played as Kabuto all the goddamn time. Not only for that, but there's that one move where he clocks up and he just does the multiple slashes in the second. I just did that. I spammed the fuck out of those 2 moves. Just done. It was the most fun thing to play as Kabuto.
It was pretty much clock up, clock over. Just kidding. Clock up.
Because Kabuto is broken. Super speed and time travel are broken abilities. And
that's why you like the Flash so much.
Favorite DC hero. Actually, favorite superhero, period. Moving on.
He's awesome.
He is the greatest. But
Kabuto's Rider Kick, it's not super flashy, but...
It doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be.
Because
it gets crap done.
Because Kabuto wasn't a flashy Kamen Rider. Except for, what's the term? Where the armor comes off.
Cast off.
Cast off. That's kind of flashy. That's a bit flashy. But that is our number 1 writer finisher. Those are our top 10s.
What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments.
Please always let us know what you think in the comments.
Give us your own top 10 list. Some of you have been doing that. I really like reading those.
Oh, yeah, those are
Give us your own top 10s in the comments.
It's super fun. And I'm actually glad Marcus wasn't here for this. Only because he's not really great with... He does very well with character analysis and all of that.
Yeah.
But he gets really bored with stuff like this, except if it's a fight scene. He loves fight choreography.
Yes.
But I think we're really lucky that Marcus wasn't here.
Ninja parents!
Ah! I'm not going to ever get used to that anyway.
Somebody say fucking lucky.